Previously in the voice meme, I was asked, besides agency, are there other stories/comics you would like to work on? And the answer is yes. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. Ha 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 ha. Next. Why are you the way you are? Well, if you allow me, I will answer that in song. Well, no, never mind. I am the way I am because of my parents. I mean, these are extraordinary people. I don't know how they put up with me. I'm so pessimistic. I could rain on anybody's parade, even if they just walk by me. But they've taught me better than that. Nowadays, I'm just really carefree because that's the way they are. Moving on, we have, did the teacher ever randomly say that ever since this school year you've been absent for 20 days? No? Next! What inspired or motivated you to create such a monolith storyline such as agency? I guess I sort of answered that already. Well, the inspired part, but what motivated me to get this out there in the internet was my Deviant watchers, and I don't blame them. I used to tease them so bad. I would upload sketches and pictures of what I was doing and saying, "Oh, here's another artwork relating to that story that I really don't want to post here because it's so embarrassing." And I started bothering them about it so much that they just pushed me into uploading it. I'm kind of glad they did. I mean, it's not that embarrassing, is it? I hope not. Our next question is, what is it that makes JediAnn Solo tick, other than a still beating heart along with the normal flow of blood? Ahaha. I say a lot. I already answered this in the "Why are you the way you are" question, but for variety's sake, I am going to say chocolate. Next is, since I'm suffering from allergies, and the various consequences thereof, what was the longest you've been sick? I think the longest I've been sick is about a week and a half. I had mono. I was about 13 years old. It sucked. My neck became so swollen. It was as thick as my head. It was horrendous. I hated it. Next question is, what Star Fox game is your favorite out of this series? Just for the sheer nostalgia of it, I say Star Fox 64. But here I go with the ums again. The game that I keep going back to is Star Fox Assault. It has great replay value, at least in my opinion. And multiplayer is so much fun. Used to play so much with my brother and sister. It never gets old. Next is, have you ever had a near-death experience? I've come close to it, but it wasn't exactly a near-death experience, it just felt like it. I slipped into a water slide that was meant for adults only at a water park in Puerto Rico. It was really long and really fast. The lifeguards, I could hear everybody screaming around me as I was going down, and I really started panicking. I thought I was gonna fall over and die, but I landed on the pool safely, and then I realized it wasn't that bad. It was scary at the moment. Turns out I needed some kind of floaty or something to go on that slide. Do you know the annoying orange? I do not know the annoying orange. Next, Can we hear your sexy voice someday? You are hearing it right now. That's the whole point of this meme. Yay! Next question is, do you think Angry Video Game Nerd is handsome? Well, not technically. Well, I guess he is pretty good looking, but I don't think he's all that attractive because, and this may be just me, but swearing in everyday conversation is such a huge turnoff for me. It can make the most handsome person look like a completely disgusting monster to me. Next question is, have you ever been hit by a barrel? That's quite a question. I have not been hit by a barrel, but I have run into a tree. I don't think they relate to each other except for the fact that they're both made of wood. Next is, what's the strangest question you've been asked? I think the strangest question I've been asked is, have you ever been hit by a barrel? I mean, what's with the barrel questions? I can't do a barrel roll and I haven't been hit by a barrel. Is it fun to say barrel? Whatever. Next is, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 7. Next is, what got you first interested in mixing SpongeBob with Sonic? Well, it didn't really start out that way. I didn't make SpongeBob with Sonic. I would have never thought of that all on my own the first time through. It was actually a Sonic and Star Fox crossover. That's how it started. And I don't know, for whatever reason, I just put Sandy there. Sandy by herself. I mean, there was no SpongeBob universe connection towards the story. She was just there because she's awesome. She's my favorite character. And it kind of snowballed from there, really. Next question is, what are some of your favorite 90s cartoons? Let's see. There's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. There was Looney Tunes. There was DuckTales. Woo! And Bonkers. Those were my top favorites as a kid. Next. Would you rather interrupt Kanye West or be interrupted by Kanye West? I'm gonna say I'd rather interrupt him, and I'm not gonna come up with some long-winded explanation why, because I can't think of anything funny. Hehe. Next. Oh, the next one is the last one. And it is... Oh. This is a demand, not a question. SpongeBob versus Shadow. You tell me now who is the best for Sandy right now. That's not fair at all. SpongeBob and Sandy are actually canon. Well, they used to be. And Shadow, what on earth makes you think he and Sandy end up together? That's not part of the comic. Okay, fine. SpongeBob is an absolute child. Shadow is an absolute psycho. Sandy is neither of these things, but she is weird. Enough to stand either one of these guys. Sandy, she has good, strong morals and would most likely go with SpongeBob. Because he's sweet, funny, he's kind of a braggart, but not enough to disillusion her. However, later seasons in the show, you have her drifting away from the role of second best friend, which is what she's been for the longest time. She becomes the smarty, mature character, and in a sense, kind of grows too old for SpongeBob. Shadow could gain Sandy's interest because he is a complicated individual whose maturity level makes her look about as innocent as SpongeBob, as you guys have seen in, like, the first 2 days of the comics so far. But, love isn't gained by interest alone, so... you know what? We're running out of time. Bottom line is Shadow wins because I drew it. And that about does it. I'd like to thank everybody once again for listening to my annoying voice for 20 minutes. I am flattered that you sat through this. Thank you very much. And now I leave you without some music!